Cause you know we keep it live. You know we keep it live. Like, share, subscribe. You know we keep it live. You know we keep it like, share, subscribe. You know we keep it live. You know we keep it live.
Glad you chose to stop by the channel today. Just wanted to give you an opportunity to really become a part of this community here at the Coach Smook Network. We like to call ourselves the AAA family. The AAA stands for authenticity above all. We just want to give you an opportunity to become a part of this community because we're growing and we're doing something special here as a fan base, not just for Alabama, but the fan community as a whole. We're creating an environment where it's safe to be yourself, be authentic, and meet people who share the same passion you share, whether it's for the same team or not. You can do this by becoming a member of the AAA family. You simply start by just clicking the link provided to you by one of the moderators in the chat, or it'll be pinned to the top of the chat. Click that link, it'll bring you to my homepage. When you get to my homepage, make sure you hit the notification button and turn on all notifications. Understand that there are multiple ways to support the channel, and each level has its perks. You can go through and read each perk. As we continue to grow, new perks will be added to each level. One thing we would like to highlight that all AAA members are greatly appreciated. It does not go unnoticed that you have taken time and hard-earned money to support this channel. Once you join, YouTube is going to ask for some payment information, and make sure you monitor your subscription dates. Also, if you really want to get interactive with the community and find out what's going on, think about joining our Discord family. This is where you can get into all the fan talk of the community, and also there are networking opportunities. Please be mindful that there are rules and that we expect everyone to treat everyone with respect. Also, if you're looking to partner with Coach Smook Network or sponsor, please hit us up at coachsmooknetwork@gmail.com, and our staff will get back to you in a timely manner. I'm your boy, Coach Smook of the Coach Smook Network, and I thank you for supporting this channel.
Authenticity above all, that's where I stand. If you ain't a real fan, you'll fail with the fan. They tried to box me in and I kicked the dough off the frame. Turn the pressure into power, put my stamp on the game. Put me in the game, coach, in the game. Put me in the game, coach, Smook, that's what they saying. Put me in the game, coach, in the game. Put We in the game, coach. That's what they say.
Players and the staff are pulling up right now for today's scrimmage. Coach David Ballou in the front. Y'all can see everybody pulling up, man. And boys over there, look at Deontay.
I'm walking out of Walmart. Check, what's your name, bro? Man, my name Michael McKinney, man. I'm a true Alabama fan, and this man does a good job on his podcast. What's up, bro? Reviewing Alabama football. Keep doing what you're doing, man.
Appreciate that, bro. Roll Tide, man.
Let's go! Triple A family. Oh, my God. My headphones was loud just now. Lord have mercy. How y'all feeling today, man? Let's go. How y'all feeling today? I appreciate y'all for pulling up, man. I know y'all ain't used to this lunch hour thing, but your boy got schoolwork. Woke up this morning, had to do some schoolwork, had some homework I had to do. I'm back in school, y'all. Somebody give God some glory. I said, Lord have mercy, I'm over here reading stuff, eyes getting crossed. Like bad, y'all. My eyes was getting crossed. Y'all know I already got a lazy eye, so it get bad. So, but I woke up, had some good conversation this morning, had some good word with my Lord Jesus. You know, good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. Good to see everybody in the chat. Let's get this thing popped off the right way, man. I love coming in and seeing y'all faces. Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, and Twitter. I see y'all pulling up over there on Twitter. Appreciate everybody for pulling up today, man. Like and share the stream. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. We almost at 4.2K already. At 4.2K. So y'all give it up for yourselves. Continue to spread the word about the Coach Smook Network. Another conversational take on today. We got a little conversational show. But I want to provide some updates on some things, right? I want to provide some things. We talking about portal. Y'all know I'm not a portal insider or anything like that. But I do get into some conversations, right? And yeah, man, I heard some things about i.e. the myth, the legend, Cam Coleman. So I'm gonna be putting that stuff out towards the end of the show once we start getting into that conversation. But we got a lot of things that we're hearing about, some players and prospective prospects. They'll be making some visits to Alabama in the coming days, man. A lot of people, I need y'all to understand this though. Like, just because January 16th comes and goes does not mean that you won't see guys continue to jump out of the portal, commit out of the portal to Alabama. So this is a long process. I think they have to be enrolled by a certain date in order to be eligible for spring. But you can have guys like really just what they call hold out now, right? Opt out and do some online classes and to stay eligible academically. But most of these guys, you're talking about guys that have earned their degrees, right? And now they're basically graduate transfers with multiple years of eligibility. So it's a lot of things going on in the portal, man, which is why if you don't have a full team of people extensively working on everything that's surrounding the conversations in the portal, it's just draining. It's all draining. So we try to keep it a 100 in what we are able to provide. So let's get into this roll call, man. Let's do this. Y'all ready to jump into the roll call? I did a clean roll call in a minute, man. Let's get it popped off. Jason, my brother, man, came in, tapped in before the stream was live, said, what's up, man? Good morning, Triple A family. Have a wonderful weekend. You too, brother. Oklahoma doing some things in recruiting, but also in the portal. I'm seeing them make some moves. What's up, Dalton? Good to see you, my guy. Roll Tide. Dougie Fresh says, roll Tide. Despite the portal storm, can Bama fans stand the rain? Can they stand the rain? I think we can, man. You know what? I'm gonna give our fan base some credit here soon too. What's up, MJ? Roll Tide, man. Roll Tide. We've been having to deal with a lot amongst our fan base. Good to see you in the chat. Yeah, make sure y'all run them likes up. Make sure y'all liking and sharing the stream. What's up, Keandre? Good to see you, my brother. Good morning, Triple A family. What's up, Thad? Good to see you, boy. Roll Tide. Boy, out on somebody. What ain't it? I bet you. Nah, what is? Let me see. It might be a little. Nah, he'll get out there right now. He might just be tired if he ain't out on. What's up, the Kinesis? What's good with you, man? Roll Tide, brother. Good to see you. Good to see you. MJ, it's Friday, y'all. The weekend is here. Be safe and stay dangerous family. Roll Tide, man. Let's go. Who we got? Steven, you in the chat. What's good, man? Good to see you, my guy. Good afternoon, Coach Smook. Roll Tide from Lexington, South Carolina. See, Steven, you get a Cyrus. You get one of them big mega horns, Steven. Y'all see what Steven did? Steven pulled up, said, "What's up, Coach Smook? Roll Tide from Lexington, South Carolina." I was about to say doggone Kentucky. He in South Carolina. Man, that's what I'm talking about. What's up, big homie? Good to see you. Roll Tide, man. Why I keep wanting to talk about Kentucky? Oh, because them girls put a beat down on them Kentucky Wildcats last night, boy. What you talking about? Grit, love, gratitude, baby. Roll Tide, man. Shout out to our ladies hoop squad. Man, going crazy right now. Hey, Miss Teresa, good to see you. She said, "Hey, Coach Smook, do you consider this to be a rebuild year, or will Bama actually be able to compete? Things just seem bleak listening to others, but I ask you because you keep it real." I'm going to tell you what. I think that's a good conversation to start the show off with. So start that comment. Stick around. Give me about 3 minutes and we're going to jump into it. I like that conversation. All right. D. Martin says, "Roll Time, man." My boy D. Martin is going crazy on Twitter. D. Martin, stop instigating stuff. You understand? Act like you got some home training. You know what I'm saying? I'm just playing, man. Appreciate the support, boy. Big Dog Bruce, he said, "Let's go, man. Let's go, man. Appreciate you for coming in live." Urban Essence, I love the show simply because you get the quality information. It's therapeutic. You get a good vibe, and you get to listen to a person that really knows how to evaluate and break down personnel and plays. That made me cry. I ain't do nothing to you. You ain't got nothing. Let me stop. Appreciate the kind words for real, man. Good morning, sister. That's my sister, Urban Essence. I appreciate everybody for pulling up today, man. Miss Deborah, I see you down there. Jason, what's good, brother? Roll Tide, Miss Deborah, I see you. Roll Tide, look. Roll Tide, I need some Waffle House. That's what I need. I need some Waffle House in my life. Let me stop. I got some cereal. I'm about to go. Roll Tide from where? From Georgia. From Georgia. What's up? Welcome in. Roll Tide, family. Hey, Nate, good to see you, sis. Wagwan rising. All right, y'all, let's get into the show, man. I done had some fun. If anybody else pull up, man, we'll catch up with you in a minute. But I want to hit on that topic with Miss Teresa, man. So I'm actually going to do that, and then we're going to open the phone lines for about 10, 15 minutes for responses to that. Then we're going to take a quick break. Then we're going to come in and grade the defense. And then we're going to take a break after that, and then I'm going to get on the phone lines with y'all again and let y'all talk about the defense then. All right, let's do that here on the Coach Smook Network. Somebody type it in the chat, man. Somebody say, "Put me in the game, Coach Smook." Let's go.
You're talking about Jalen Milroe and the Pips?
The perfect weak side linebacker, right? Put him next to the mic.
Not going to take us a lot of time, but I want to say that I'm excited about what.
Okay, forgive me, my brother. What's on your mind?
Oh, I'm good. I'm just still sorry for all the other content creators now that we have this mega star back in our presence.
Chat. All right, chat. Let's have this conversation. I think it was a good one. I think it was a real good one. Here I'm chatting with Coach Smook, man. I love to engage with y'all, and when y'all bring the heat, I mean like really bring the heat. I'm talking about create some conversations, and that's worth talking about, like what we have in the comments right now. We got it. There we go. Thank you. And then so I love to engage with y'all with these conversations. So let's bring the comment up. Miss Teresa came in. She said, "Hey, Coach Smook, do you consider this to be a rebuild year, or will Alabama actually be able to compete? Things just seem bleak listening to others, but I ask you because you keep it real." So I say this. I look at what Ohio State did immediately after this portal era. They did not hesitate to go and spend money to go and get guys they knew could impact their roster, come in and play, and really change the trajectory of what their roster, Julian saying, the young guys that they was bringing in, was developing into. They padded it with a lot of top-end experience and veteran talent, right? I don't think Ohio State retained as many high-level recruits throughout their recruiting class. I think they lost just as many as other schools were losing, as guys were saying that they, needed opportunities elsewhere. I say that to say this. Alabama might have been behind the power curve in this whole phase of portal era. And we've seen where Cuevas, Bernard, all those portal guys, Parker Brailsford, Nakai Hill-Green, every portal guy that we've came in and gave him like real opportunities, they've panned out. Damani Jackson kind of went through a struggle space there, but for the most part, these portal guys are starting to showcase their value when they are picked up in the right systems. And I don't think Kalen DeBoer and this staff have fully had the opportunity because there's so much talent already on roster at Alabama. I don't think they taken the full opportunity to explore the portal benefits, right? Like a different type of energy towards pulling talent and semi-developed talent in the portal. And it's panning out for everybody. I mean, and I don't want to keep speaking the same thing over and over again, but Indiana's roster is the perfect case in point. They had a good mixture of guys that were already on their roster. They brought basically everything from JMU that had experience. They had a different type of hunger, different type of approach to the game, different level of maturity, the language that you can communicate across the board when it comes to just football and the knowledge around football in itself. You're dealing with a different mindset of a group of people when you talk about the majority of the locker room being 22, 23 years old. And that's just the facts of it, right? Does that mean that there will be less value in recruiting out of high school? I don't think so. I think you'll now have a more decisive recruiting class. You're going to start getting guys coming in, understanding what the whole picture is. And will you still lose guys? Of course. Yeah. But for the majority, I think we might see a fix at Alabama, not across college football, but a fix as far as getting that type of, grouping and boundary set around that. So I don't think this is a rebuild year. I think you are going into the portal to find immediate impact. You're not going to get guys that you're trying to develop in the system. You're finding guys that fit right now that can impact and compete right now. So I don't think it's a rebuild year. And can you compete and win? Well, we've seen Ole Miss do it in this conference, right? This is the SEC. They've done it. Look at who, they literally were a few plays away from being in the national championship. So it's benefited them. Texas A&M was a roster that benefited from similar aspects of the portal. Who else, man, in the SEC? I mean, I wouldn't say Texas. They really didn't hit the portal heavy. I think they will. You're going to see the momentum shift of how much movement happens in the SEC. I think it's becoming the norm. So I do consider this a year that we can continue to be competitive. We won 11 games this year. I think this is a team with some more veteran experience in some spaces, right? In phases of the season where you could really lean on veteran and veteran presence and experience for a team with this staff, this type of staff. We can see some winning. We can see some winning type of football. So hopefully that answers your question. I'm going to open the phone lines for y'all. 334-625. Let me see if I got it open already. Give me your thoughts. What you think? That's a valid question. Do y'all consider this a rebuild year? Or do you think that Alabama is coming back into the 2026-27 season, right? This is the season we're stepping into, the 26-27. Ready to compete. Or do you think this is kind of like the Band-Aid year and then we compete after that? Talk to me. 334-625-1121. We in the red room today. So this is a safe space. Y'all know when we in the red room, we in a safe space. That's why we didn't go to the studio. I really want to hear y'all thoughts because I think it's a valid question. It's a valid question. If it's a rebuild year, we can't compete. I feel Alabama run KB out of town. Caleb, who is KB? Who's KB? I thought you were saying Keelan Russell, but I think it's a refocus season. I think this is going. I don't think culture is no longer like guys being there for years and years building something. No, I don't think that's college football culture anymore. And it's as weird as it sounds, what culture is now, it's like, hey man, I'm coming here to compete and win. Like that's what you're getting. That's what you're getting out of all the position changes, the coaching moves that's happening. You probably won't see culture be reestablished. Like what Alabama used to be known for, I don't think that's Alabama anymore. I really don't. I do think you're going to see a new physical brand of football, right? With the experience that you're bringing on roster, the mentality that you want to bring with these guys. You look at a lot of these highlights from Thompson, the offensive lineman from Oregon, Strayhorn. I mean, not Oregon, but Michigan, Strayhorn. You look at their mentality on the field. They're aggressive guys. They're physical guys. I know he played at USC, but you look at his type of mentality. He brings the same type of fire and pop that we got from Keon Keelan. You look at Strayhorn. He kind of reminds me more of a more polished and athletic. I say, man, it gives me mixed skill set because he kind of reminds me of when we used to have Jonah at guard, I believe. He doesn't have like a Landon Dickerson type edge, but him and Michael Carroll come from the same upbringing as far as IMG. So you're getting skilled guys that fit the system, you know. And then all the relationships that we're starting to see that's blossoming from like former player played here with this player or cross paths with this player before. It's kind of like the staff is doing what they should have did coming in a year two, right? With so much talent on roster that you did want to give it an opportunity to try to develop. You just saw a lot of small things that kept showing up in as far as the team development. Let me check these notes back here. This is a rebuild year. Look at Miami, Indiana, Ole Miss, Oregon. They all have solid to great QB play and great O-line play. We have a championship quality defense. That kind of, you was all over the place with that one. Let me break that comment down. This is a rebuild year. Look at Miami, who went out in the portal, got a portal quarterback. They went and got portal running back, portal receivers. You look at the defense, portal all over there, right? Got an experienced team, quality experienced team, right? Mentality. Ole Miss, same thing. We saw what Lane Kiffin did in the portal. Those guys went crazy. And they weren't shy by Oregon. Not so much. I think Oregon did benefit from having Dante Moore coming in last year also. So, but over on that defensive side again, yeah, you see a lot of huge portal pieces. They all have, and Indiana, we know what Indiana did with Kurt Cignetti. That was probably the best job you could have done as far as bringing over guys and developing them familiar with your system. Understand the quality of the talent you had at that level too at JMU, to go and be able to maximize it, get some key pieces from other big universities that had good experience at the high level. Mendoza coming from UCLA, like all of these key pieces that had some good quality experiences surrounded it with like a good baseline of what you can do great. That's what Indiana did. And I think that's where Alabama has to go. Like, what do you want to do great? Do you want to be a great passing offense that can run? If that's the case, go and get you great offensive, go get great offensive linemen that are great at pass protection, right? Go get them. Go get those guys that, dominate in pass pro and are good in run blocking, right? And can build off of their pass blocking, right? You can develop a scheme that helps them put their strengths in play to help you maximize your run game. Go get running backs that don't take, 15, 18 reps a game to break out. Get big play running backs. They can catch out the backfield. Go and get that. You have to go and get the personnel that fits your scheme in order to see this thing really, really transpire. 2026, go back. Appreciate you. Go back. There we go. 2026, we are 10-2, 9-3, but we look way more consistent. 2027, we look dominant. I think that's a good assessment. I think you know what?
I would even go as far as to say the 10-2 is more accurate because that's when you will see, like you said, more consistency. And a lot of those times we're going to continue to see tough matchups. I don't think the league will take a drop in talent. I think we will see more and more experienced staffs. So I don't think the games will be any easier. But I do think in a lot more games, you will see more consistent veteran presence. And we'll put ourselves in more positions to win. And 10-2 at this level, man. Look at how the SEC shaped out at the end of the season. Come on, man. It's not like it's crazy for a 10-2 team to go to the national championship, right? Ole Miss, 1 game away. So that's not a bad thing. I'll take that, bro. Good comment. Good comment. Phone line is open though. 346251121. Hey, Smook, next year for the staff and team to continue building on what they've done, what kind of season do we need to have? I hear a lot say if it's not a national championship game or title. I think if you can continue to compete for your conference, which I have some questions about that now and the value in that, right? But if you can continue to compete for your conference title, you're always in that top 3 of the SEC. That's going to keep you in the top 10 of the country. You can't. It's very few reasons to get rid of a top 10 performing team, and this is not like, Alabama to be at what are we coming to the season number 9 to the playoffs, right? That's a top 10 team. 3 losses. Your third loss came in a title game. Your last loss came in a postseason game. All right, we're talking about the coach that's handling the ups and downs of the regular season and continuing to find ways to win, even though he has yet to really field a roster of his personnel. That's quality coaching jobs, regardless of if it's the demeanor you want to be done in or if it's, with the energy you think it's supposed to be. This is good management to really phase people through your process, right? This is part of that process where Kalen DeBoer may have to make some real strict decisions on players, personnel, and staff members and where they sit. We got the announcement that Ellis was going to the quarterback coach as a quarterback coach. I told you all that you had guys in positions where they were comfortable, but not their expertise, right? Well, look at Brian Ellison and his experience developing quarterbacks. We won't be disappointed. So, with that being said, if nobody wants to get on the phone line, we're going to transition to our first infomercial break. We at the 30-minute mark. Look at us on time. With college football changing and guys aren't staying for long, how do you build that championship quality chemistry? I feel like we're lacking chemistry on offense. That's the thing, Dougie Fresh. We're in the phase now where systems kind of translate. And so when you build your roster with experienced guys, doesn't matter where they play that, you kind of speak a different type of language, and their understanding of what they're being asked to do is at a higher level. That's why you can make so many adjustments. All the adjustments on fly you see Indiana able to make, right? Offensively, defensively, because you got guys that's been speaking different languages for the past 4 or 5 years, right? And they come into a system where now we generalize everything, and we know if we need to stack on it, all it is, all right, it used to be red, now it's yellow. Oh, that's how you asking us to do, coach. Oh, bet. Hey, so you understand it. And then the stack off of that, it is just naturally you could build off of things because of that type of veteran presence and experience. So that plays more so into the chemistry aspect. And then you start to develop that culture. Your systems start to kind of, like I said, translate. You got guys coming in that kind of understand the concepts, the basic concepts. And because of their experience on the field, it entails, a lot more consistency and growth. I like that. Happy Friday and Roll Tide. The staff saw results of the last 2 seasons and know what needs to happen. They're bringing portal guys in to win, not to rebuild. I agree. I think this team, just like the last comment that I said was pretty hot, this team is built for a 10-2, 9-3 strong season, right? More so a 10-2. I think I feel comfortable in starting the season, especially with hosting Florida State and all of that. I think
we come in with a different type of energy, knowing that Alabama has been in the national spotlight since Coach Saban, transition, more so since he's transitioned, right? These gentlemen coming in, these players coming in, I'm pretty sure they have an idea of what's at stake coming to Alabama following up what's been happening, right? And they see the narratives around everything that's happening around Alabama. In a sense, you have a idea that there are veteran guys out there that probably missed out on an opportunity at Alabama, and now this is their opportunity to come in with a fresh slate, knowing that we are resetting the standard. That's mentality momentum right there, right? So it's a good thing for us, Alabama fans. Come on, it's time to, like, the players that left for a reason. I'm very keen on a lot of different situations, personal things. Like, we have knowledge of those things, but I really think that a lot of things had to be cut away for us to truly see Kalen DeBoer and his staff be able to turn the page into the new era of what we know as Alabama football. I really do. There could not continue to be a clash of, this the Bama standard and this. Nah, because now you got guys that were there during that last era, and they're understanding, like, man, we can't even approach this mentally the same way. We gotta change our approach, and that doesn't mean the standard lessens. That means when you find a new way to be advanced and stay on top of everything and continue to be the quote unquote standard, that's what you want to do. That's what you want. You want to continue to reset standards. You want to keep raising the bar, and I think this is their step in doing that. They see people going and maximizing the portal. How do we go and maximize portal as Alabama and win championships? Coach Saban came in to Alabama. How do I become a physical team that can run the ball? How do I get a dominated defense that can stop teams and make them beat me in the air, force more mistakes? How do we build on that? Oh, everybody's playing in space now. How do we start taking up space without losing our size and personnel? Oh, we can't do that. All right, let's add another defensive back on the field. We need big defensive backs, the guys that can't really travel, but they can definitely fit a box and play underneath coverages. Basically be my fourth linebacker on the field. But they got some good, like, those are like ideas and things of development. That's how they start. And I think that's the crossroads that Courtney Morgan, Kalen DeBoer, and his staff, that's the crossroad that they're at. Veteran presence out of the portal. We'll be back after this brief message, y'all, the infomercial. Y'all make sure y'all check us out with Walk-Ons, man. Appreciate them for being a sponsor of the Coach Smook Network, man, providing us like another platform for exposure, man, and what we're trying to do in this industry, both that's in scouting, recruiting, support, advisory, getting guys in the right mindset, in the right places, placing them in the right spot. They're giving us a platform to project that. So we appreciate them. And Got One Scouting and Recruiting Network. We're doing our thing. I got some evaluations done this morning after I did my assignment. And, man, it was exciting watching film. I just love watching highlights film. So y'all continue to support us there and continue to stick around, man. We'll be back. We're going to grade our defense when we get back after these messages here on the Coach Smook Network. Somebody type it in the chat. Put me in the game, Coach Smook. And if you're not a member of the AAA family, check it out.
Glad you chose to stop by the channel today. Just wanted to give you an opportunity to really become a part of this community here at the Coach Smook Network. We like to call ourselves the AAA family. The AAA stands for authenticity above all. We just want to give you an opportunity to become a part of this community because we're growing and we're doing something special here as a fan base, not just for Alabama, but the fan community as a whole. We're creating an environment where it's safe to be yourself, be authentic, and meet people who share the same passion you share, whether it's for the same team or not. You can do this by becoming a member of the AAA family. You simply start by just clicking the link provided to you by one of the moderators in the chat, or it'll be pinned to the top of the chat. Click that link. It'll bring you to my homepage. When you get to my homepage, make sure you hit the notification button and turn on all notifications. Understand that there are multiple ways to support the channel, and each level has its perks. You can go through and read each perk. As we continue to grow, New perks will be added to each level. One thing we would like to highlight that all AAA members are greatly appreciated. It does not go unnoticed that you have taken time and hard-earned money to support this channel. Once you join, YouTube is going to ask for some payment information, and make sure you monitor your subscription dates. Also, if you really want to get interactive with the community and find out what's going on, think about joining our Discord family. This is where you can get into all the fan talk of the community, and also there are networking opportunities. Please be mindful that there are rules and that we expect everyone to treat everyone with respect. Also, if you're looking to partner with Coach Smook Network or sponsor, please hit us up at coachsmooknetwork@gmail.com, and our staff will get back to you in a timely manner. I'm your boy, Coach Smook of the Coach Smook Network, and I thank you for supporting this channel.
Remember, when you see me in the streets, holler at me. Say, put me in the game, Coach Smook.
At Walk-On's Sports Bistro, the games are on, the food's delicious, and here you are always part of the team. Welcome to Walk-On's Sports Bistro, where every day is game day. Whether it's a post-win celebration, drinks after work, or taking the fam for some made-from-scratch favorites, Walk-On's is your go-to for good times, craft beer and cocktails, and bold flavors for fans of all ages. From melty mozzarella logs to Hall of Fame level burgers. Stop by today or order online or in the app. Walk-On's Sports Bistro. Game on.
Remember, when you see me in the streets, holler at me. Say, put me in the game, Coach Smook.
Put me in the game, Coach Smook. Put me in the game, Coach Smook.
Like, share, subscribe. You know we keep it live.
Put me in the game, Coach Smook. 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 Put me in the game, Coach Smook.
Like, share, subscribe. You know we keep it live.
Let's go, chat. Give it up for yourselves. I'm ready to have some conversations. Y'all ready to have some conversations? Let's have some conversations here on the Coach Smook Network. How many people do we have on this vote, man? I put out a poll in the chat. We got 40 votes. We got 40 votes in the chat. I appreciate y'all for interacting. Continue running likes up. We need 40. We got 40 votes, but we only got 25 likes. We hit our goal. Appreciate y'all for tapping in, tapping that screen. But let's have this conversation. I put a poll in the chat. We graded out. Asked y'all to grade out the defense, the overall grade for the defense for this past season, and I'm liking the responses. I like where our head is. I think we're all in kind of in the same space with the defense as a fan base, and that's where I was going to commend the fan base on. We've seen a lot of crazy things said throughout the season about the defense, but now that I think most people are kind of in that phase already of the postseason, already going back on YouTube, rewatching all the games. Right? How many of y'all are already doing that? I know I am. I'm already rewatching all the games, and I hate watching the Florida State game because I just know if we would have showed up a little bit, that starts the season off in a whole different mindset. And it was the defense that really kind of hindered us that game. Ty Simpson played a pretty solid game. You know, the offense didn't play as explosive as we would like it, but there were opportunities for us to be explosive if we had tried to see some type of momentum defensively. So that was the season for the defense. So I'm looking at the grades, man, and right now 58% of our subscriber base, or our live viewer subscribers, our live viewers are saying that Alabama's defense is graded a B. 23% are saying A, 14% saying C, and 5% saying F out of 43 votes. So I don't know who said F, but I would love to hear that explanation. You know what I'm saying? So let's look at it, man. Here's my synopsis of the season. I took time and I kind of went week by week and broke it down. Week 1 against Florida State, struggled on the ground. We gave up 250 rushing yards, 152 passing. And we know in the passing game, it wasn't as if Castellanos was dropping back and just kind of beating us. They were really moving the pocket for him, getting them out in space, a lot of eye candy, a lot of things that just had the defense everywhere. Looked very unprepared, and the effort didn't match. The energy, the effort, nothing looked good on defense. And it started the season with some concern as for that fan base. You know, I always felt like it's just the effort overall, though. And then week 2, UL Monroe, we won 73, that first shutout of the season. Didn't give up anything. What you expected them to do at home against overmatched UL Monroe team. First shutout of the season. Wisconsin, another team came in that, you know, we were worried about the physicality, not being able to contain the run game. One explosive run in that game. We only allowed like 4.6 yards per play or something like that for the whole game. Not just per play, but for the whole game. Holding them to 92 rushing yards, 117 passing. Most of that passing coming in the third quarter, beating Wisconsin 38-14. And then the following week, again, a big game where I think interior, defensively, we contained the run game against Georgia. Their big runs came off of 6 explosive runs that got bounced to the outside. You saw some problems with edge containment, boundary containment, and maintaining leverage by our corners. The safeties weren't feeling quick enough coming down the hill to field and cut off those lanes. So you saw a few struggles there, but open field tackling was not a problem with this defense this year against Georgia like it was last year. Turn around against Vanderbilt, another team that came in, offense, you know, averaging 487 yards a game at that point coming in against Alabama. Alabama knocks them off of both of those averages to hold them to a total of 333 total yards. Took them off that average of yards per play from 11.9 to 6.17. The secondary was more disruptive in the pass game, right? Again, in the pass defense. And the D line was more disruptive in creating space for the linebackers to make tackles in the run game. Did not create enough negative run plays, but did not allow explosives in that game. Only 2 explosive runs, one by Pavia and the other one by Alexander, the running back. Then the next week, falling against Missouri on the road. That one was a tough matchup. Missouri was a very well-balanced offense. Coach Drinkwitz knows how to scheme up his offense and plays his play calling is at a great pace. And our offense struggled. So it did not help the defense as far as the amount of plays that we were on the field. But the biggest thing was going to be, could we stop Ahmad Hardy? At that time was the leading back in the country as far as yards after contact. And you came in that game and made them irrelevant, right? The tackling was the biggest thing in that game. And throughout the season, I think for the most part, when our defense was fresh, the tackling was there. All right. Did we dominate stopping the run game? No. But we contained the run game a lot of times and put a lot of teams off schedule where they wanted to be as far as production. So it forced them into uncomfortable situations that played into our favor. And that's kind of what the defense is designed to do. It's kind of designed to kind of choke you out into making as less decisions or tighten your box of making decisions. And the moment you make the wrong decision, we have to capitalize. And mind you, throughout this whole stretch, the defense was still, quality turnovers, still getting sacks and pressures, right? May not have been the super numbers that we thought we should have been producing, but these were quality offenses that we were facing. Then, again, Tennessee, another high-powered team, just completely knocked them off their averages. The defense was really up for their game, especially in the run game, containing the run game. They went off a little bit in the pass game in the second half, but they were kind of fighting from behind at that point. South Carolina, another physical game. Defense showed up. Slow start, but ended up playing big in the second half. LSU, again, offense that was struggling. They came out, did what they were supposed to do. The loss to Oklahoma was definitely not on the defense. All right. Oklahoma came in, the offense was struggling. they were looking to run the ball. We held them to 74 total rushing yards, only gave up 138 passing yards. We won the time of possession. We just could not capitalize offensively. That was not on defense. Eastern Illinois, the second shutout of the season. Well, the third game of the season, they didn't allow a touchdown. I gotta say that. That was one of the hot points I meant to mention throughout that. Third game of the season, they didn't allow a touchdown. Eastern Illinois, not much to speak on that. The Auburn game, once again, defense starting slow, right? Couple of guys missing, key pieces missing on the defensive front. You had some mix-ups in the secondary, but you saw them come together, tackle well, kind of force Auburn into being something that they weren't, and they capitalized. You know, you saw a few drops in that Auburn game that kind of saved the defense in a few spots. But overall, the defense has been the glue. Georgia game just physically outmatched, hurt, beat up, young guys everywhere. Defense really, our number, they had our number. Oklahoma matchup in the playoffs, defense really stiffened up in the run game. Took Oklahoma's run game away. Outside of what Mateer really did, just took them out of that wheelhouse. Gave up a few big passes in that game, but overall, the defense was the saving grace for that Oklahoma matchup. And then in the Indiana game, we don't know what happened. So that quick, the defense was the glue, though. The defense was the glue. When I look at that and I think about every position, let's talk about the D-line real quick. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this. I think D-line production overall throughout the season, especially from what we saw against Florida State, during the fact that we had Jeremiah Beeman out this season, saw the young London Simmons get thrown in the fire. Tim Keenan was out. Like you saw a lot of guys being plugged and played early in the season. But as guys got healthy across the front four, and that's to include the bandit position and the wolf, right? We can kind of talk about them being a part of the D line, even though they are the outside linebackers. They play a defensive end style role in a lot of alignments, a lot of defensive play calls in our base set. So when you look at the front and the development, man, you gotta be excited about giving some experienced guys who understand not just the play call, but the reason of the play call. Guys that are already developed in that aspect of it. And then to couple that with your young guys that are thriving in that stuck around. I think we're going to see more production in the D-line. Talk about the linebackers, man. And appreciate my guy Anointed Gamer and said the defense was a B. I agree, man. I give the defense a solid. If we're talking a scale, the 10-point scale, I think my B would be a solid 85, not a B plus, like an 86 is a B plus. I would give them an 85, a solid 85.4, something like that. You know, that's what my grade would be for the defense. Let's talk about the linebacker core. Inside linebacker core to be particular, the linebacker production overall, I believe, took a huge boost compared to last year. You saw more of this defensive styles linebacker, the style of linebacker you need on the interior. You saw that really come to fruition in Justin Jefferson and Nakai Hill Green. Deontay Lawson became a lot more physical, so I think he started to develop in the system as he became more confident in it with the physicality that was required. And then he just had a lot of IQ. Going forward, though, you look at what's in that linebacker room right now. You're talking about Luke Metz, Abdul Sanders Jr., QB Reese. All those guys are still on roster as we speak, right? You want to go in the portal, though. You want to go and get guys. I think when you what's the linebacker's name? We just got him from Virginia Tech, I believe. You're going to have to go and get maybe 2 or 3 more pieces like that to come in compete. Because the way that that offenses attack the middle of the field, or they use the running back motion to manipulate the safeties and the linebackers in that communication as far as leverage in those looks, you're going to need guys that understand that and could, kind of play off of that or kind of bait plays into that. That's something that's missing out of Kane Wommack's defense. Not being able to kind of show or don't show and go, or show and go. You get what I'm saying? So you want to see experienced veteran guys come in that could fill those spots. We're going to do a portal talk probably Sunday evening. Once we get our weekend reports from everybody that we're kind of watching, we're going to do kind of just a conversation and bring up some guys that I think are going to be getting some serious looks from Alabama over the next coming days of the portal. Secondary. Let's talk about the secondary as a whole. I don't want to do cornerbacks and safeties. I want to do the secondary as a whole because I think that's the only problem I had with the secondary was personnel mismanagement. Right? Outside of that, I think we adjusted a lot better this year. Guys like Xavier Brown, Dijon Lee, Red Morgan, Keon Sabb, Bray Hubbard. Even when we would get Drake Kirkpatrick and at times Zay Mincy, he would find himself overreaching, getting beat on a misstep or something like that. But for the most part, the physicality of the secondary is exactly where we wanted it at. Now, Damani Jackson, Deshaun Jones, we know they had their spots, right, where they showed up. But for the most part, and I'm gonna separate them. Damani Jackson was more of a reliable asset than Deshaun Jones when it came to the coverage, when it came to being in the right spot, for the most part. My issue with personnel management was we had, and I'm not going to keep on, repeating this. We had Red Morgan, Cam Calhoun sitting in behind Deshaun Jones, right? I know Chuck McDonald was on the bench as a true freshman. There was no real plan to try to throw him into the fire, but look at his physicality and the skill set that he brings, the length that he brings. There were opportunities there to just see what happens, especially in this new day and age of how many games a player can actually play in the season and then utilize them in the postseason and not count towards that eligibility. Like, we had opportunities to see guys develop in real game time and see how they could affect the secondary. And because we did not utilize those assets and give them opportunities, we saw big plays happen consistently. Like, we saw coordinators target 7, target 1, right? What up, Jason? Good to see you, man. How you feeling today? Welcome in, my boy. Welcome in. Y'all give it up for my brother, Jason. But yeah, so we got a lot to work with in the secondary with the caliber player that we have on roster that stayed from the portal. You got some young guys coming in that I'm excited about. Dijon Lee returning as of now, right? Yeah. I say as of now about everybody now, man. It could change literally in 20 minutes. Something can be said in a meeting or in a conversation. And all right, man, let me jump in the portal. Coach ain't saying what I'm trying to hear, or they ain't saying what I'm trying to hear right now. Let me just be safe. Y'all think some players on defense was in the wrong position? I hate seeing Pierre in coverage. I know pass rushers hate being in coverage most of the game. I don't our scheme defensively. I don't scheme defensively. I don't scheme defensively. I don't know, man. I say you have to have a good balance. That's why those type of players can play that position. I don't think Yanzi Pierre minds being thrown in coverage on zone drops. I mean, there were 2 or 3 opportunities. If he got his head around it, he's got an interception. I think he has 2 pass breakups in coverage. Even when they get out in the flats on swing routes coming from the edge, like that's quality stuff to have on film. And then he's 6'4", 6'5", 250 pounds that can move like that. Why not utilize the asset? That wolf position is more so of your pass rush specialist. That bandit position where we saw Yanzi really start thriving, he gets to play true defensive end technique. And sometimes those guys have to play out. It just doesn't make sense. When you're in 2nd and 7, to send a 4-man stunt all the time. You gotta find your balance. So when you have those type of athletic pieces, you let them do what they do, man. Give them opportunities. We got some more comments? Oh, overall grade for the defense. I forgot. My overall grade, I said the secondary. I really think the secondary really outperformed what we put on the field, right? And I think the only issue I had was personnel mismanagement in that second. And I can't keep saying personnel mismanagement. I can't keep saying that. I just don't think opportunities were equally given. Put it like that. I'll say that. I think Bama defense led the way for the second half of the past 2 seasons. I'd like to see them play more man, but I do think you're going to get in a phase where the secondaries. So if you look at Kane Wommack traditionally, even his dad, their man concepts always had like more. It was always more match concepts more so than man, and that's what thrived because you can roll into a man look in cadence to senior blitz, and we saw them do that. We saw them do that, especially out of the double mug. I don't know if people paid attention the last couple of weeks. Kane Wommack was really keen on crowding the line of scrimmage against Auburn. The guys weren't comfortable with it early on. But against Indiana, they did create some disruption defensively when they would come and crowd the line of scrimmage. And Indiana just that veteran presence, executing, understanding what was being thrown at them. They were able to counter on the fly. So you get more experience in that. I think we see better production. I gave them an A because of how many tough and sometimes it's impossible spots the offense consistently put them in. Okay, I get you. That's why I said a strong B. A 85 is a strong B. I couldn't do a B plus because we like in coverage, man. And I know for a fact I'm not the smartest when it comes to knowing football, especially, when it comes to defensive concepts or what's being asked. I understand roll coverages and, cloud looks. You get what I'm saying? Like we understand what we're saying when what we're trying to take away, right? As offensive minded personnel, I'm always trying to see what are they trying to take away? What is their intent? What do we do great and how they're going to try to take it away? What's the base form of that? And sometimes, no matter the call, as a smart football player defensively, there's a base concept tied into whatever the call is defensively. And I felt like certain players just got lost a lot in a lot of moments this season. So, overall defensive grade for me is a strong B. I want to open the phone lines one more time to get y'all thoughts, man. 334-625-1121. Call in, say your name, put me in the game, Coach Smook. And give me your thoughts on Alabama's defense for this 2025-26 season. What's your grade for it? I see y'all typing in the chat. Definitely would like to hear y'all on the phone lines right after we give our sponsors some love. Shout out to Walk-Ons for sponsoring this phone call segment here on the Coach Smook Network. Check it out.
Remember, when you see me in the streets, holler at me. Say, put me in the game, Coach Smook.
At Walk-On's Sports Bistro, the games are on, the food's delicious, and here you are always part of the team. Welcome to Walk-On Sports Bistro, where every day is game day. Whether it's a post-win celebration, drinks after work, or taking the fam for some made-from-scratch favorites, Walk-On's is your go-to for good times, craft beer and cocktails, and bold flavors for fans of all ages. From melty mozzarella logs to Hall of Fame level burgers. Stop by today or order online or in the app. Walk-On's Sports Bistro. Game on.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. First call on the line. Let's see who it is.
Welcome.
Hey, it's Jason. Put me in the game, Coach.
Yo. What's up, Jay-Z in the game? Coach, who talk to me, brother?
What's up, man?
How you been, dog?
Happy New Year, sir. How are you?
Happy New Year, man. I'm good, man. How about yourself?
Oh, man, not too bad. Can't complain. Wouldn't matter if I did.
Look.
Shoot.
They ain't gonna get nothing done complaining. You know what I'm saying? They ain't gonna get nothing done. What's up, man?
Hey, man, what did you think of that game last night?
Man, I only caught bits and pieces of it, man. I'm in school. And so it was weird, like having a game on a Thursday, like a college football playoff game. On a Thursday, that felt weird. But then also just it was a good game. Like I couldn't really dive into it and pay attention to it. But defensively in the second quarter, when I was paying attention,
I said, man, these some experienced quarterbacks out here. These are some experienced quarterbacks out here. Carson Beck,
bro,
he stepped up, made a lot of big plays.
He did.
Made a lot of big plays, man. And just he had a sense of control. You could tell he's comfortable where he is. He's trusting his offensive line and in the pass pros. And even though Ole Miss wasn't getting the pressures like they thought they could, they were playing tough defense in the open space, dog. They made some quality tackles. So
yeah, but I'm late, man. I was wondering why are they only sending 3, man? At the only way you were going to get Carson Beck to make a mistake was the pressure.
You got
they
to.
weren't getting.
You got to. But you see, when they did dial up, they were getting beat, man. Miami's receiving core, they run game. How many rushing yards did they have?
Bro, they were running the ball on them good.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I think that's what really kind of helped Carson Beck kind of take over that game, man. Their run
Miami's
game.
a tough matchup, bro. They're a tough matchup for anybody because they physical. Both sides of the ball physical.
They got some dogs, bro.
They do, bro. They do.
They got some dogs, bro.
As good as Indiana plays, like, because you got to play pretty perfect to beat them. But I think matchups, you know how it is, styles make fights. I think Miami has the best chance of beating them.
Yeah.
I don't know that they do, but I think that they got the best chance. And being at home won't hurt them.
That'll be crazy. That's going to be crazy, man. That's going to be a crazy college football national championship. Miami get to sit at home.
I think that Oregon has enough talent to win. Oregon has enough talent.
Can Oregon be physical enough for 4 quarters against Indiana? Because that's what Indiana's doing. They really just out physicaling everybody, man. All them grown men out there, they out there like manhandling these young boys.
Yep, I agree. I agree. I don't know if they got enough to do it, but I think if anybody, I think the team with the best chance of beating them would be Miami, just because of how physical they are.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I think Oregon, talent wise, I think that Dante Moore is the best quarterback left. But but what they do, what Indiana does, they're just efficient, bro. They're just efficient, man.
You know what makes me kind of like look at Indiana, and we said this. I said they play every game consistently. Like, they just play their game consistently every game. And it looks exactly the same against, no matter if the team is trash or if it's a good team. Their game looks exactly the same because of how, like you said, efficient they are. They're going to do it. It looks exactly the same. And the times that they do get knocked off, they reset well. Or they'll readjust, not necessarily adjust it, but they'll replace it well.
Yeah. Look how, not to bring up old wounds for you guys, but 14-16, and they ran the ball 50 damn times.
Mm-hmm.
That's efficiency at its finest. Damn.
Mm-hmm.
But I was going to ask you, I saw your video where you're talking about that Ty wasn't ever him. The headline, I didn't watch the whole video, but it's Keelan time now, huh?
You know it, man. Time. You know it, and everybody else knows it too. And it's funny because that's no disrespect to Austin Mack. I think Austin Mack, they will have that young man ready for whatever. But they're not going to. He
throws a hell of a ball.
Yeah.
I think he's definitely.
But they are not going to pass up.
They went to him a little earlier. They probably should have went to him a little earlier.
Oh yeah, in that Indiana game, it was.
Yeah.
Just his legs alone would have gave us just time on defense. Our defense was playing solid in that first half, man. Once we got to that 34th, 35th snap, two or three mistakes showed up. Oh, it was done. We couldn't give them time to just chill. Man, it was bad. Cause that's really like Kane Wommack's defense consistently. Once it gets to that 34th to 47 play range, that's when you can really beat them. he starts losing those matchups in those. He misses a lot of play calls in that stretch of play calling consistently. So if your offense hasn't given you that cushion or that comfortability to get that other team's offense off pace or out of their norm, you're going to see the flaws in that defense. And I think that's a consistent across college football, though.
I know, man. I don't know, man. It's different time now. Right now, with all this, these teams that are left in it and stuff. But I thought, I see what Jason's saying. Kewan Lacey was the difference. If he was 100%, Ole Miss would have won. They could have won anyway. I just don't think they got enough. They had to. You got to make a stop too, man. You have to find a way to make a stop. You got to find a way to make a stop. And it just, the clock ran out on them. But I thought Chambliss was fantastic.
He played good too, man.
They didn't play their best game in the first half, but they weren't on the field enough, man. They ran the ball up their ass all day.
Now, Ole Miss might mess around and try to keep like this core group of guys together.
I think they are.
And they're going to get a few receivers because Wallace is gone. He played a big role yesterday.
Yeah.
But they'll go and get one or two quality guys out the portal that can come in and play right now. And they got some in-state guys that they might be get from Mississippi State.
Mississippi's got a lot of good players, bro.
Yeah,
they got a lot of good players that usually get pilfered, but you know that they're gonna. Golding's gonna try to get as many dudes as he can. You better be. You better be.
Yep.
Because they got players. We know that much.
Facts. Well, final thoughts, Jason. Appreciate you for being my second half caller, man. What you got going on over there on Hall of Fame?
Hey, man, about to be some changes, man. I think all the stuff that's been going on over on this end, I think I'm going to be a little more of an SEC next, all SEC. So it's going to be starting soon. I'm going to be doing some work with the Ole Miss 365. They need an SEC show all the time. So we're working on doing that, and with having the caravan and everything, man, I can cruise around to the SEC game of the week. So that's the plan. So I'm excited about it, man. I'm just trying to get planned up for that and kind of kicking it off. You know what I mean?
That's what's up, man. You keep grinding, bro. You keep grinding, bro. Get to that.
Keep on. Man, I appreciate you, though, man, but hit me up.
For sure, bro. Appreciate you for calling in and turning up with your boy, man. Y'all give it up for Jason and Shaq. Already. Y'all give it up for Jason one more time, man. So shout out to the AAA. All right, y'all. I appreciate Jason for calling in. We didn't really talk, because I think it's funny we say this every time we talk to each other. Like Bama and Oklahoma's defenses, where we're dominant at, right? Alabama know how to create some turnovers. They know how to create some turnovers. Coach Wommack knows how to create turnovers. Brett Venables, he knows how to take away your run game. He knows how to get to your, like, he knows how to box you in and make you one-dimensional. It's the players. And I guarantee you, if Oklahoma fans could say it, they'll say it. We got to find the right guys and put them in the right spaces. And they've had quality D-line talent that's been sitting on that roster, supposed to be developing, and it's just not happened. So you got to go find the right pieces in the portal. But Alabama's defense, it's going to be interesting to see how far and how many changes we see, how far this defense can go next season, how many changes we see in the front, especially along the D-line, man. You still got Edric Hill on roster. Still got Asai Fager, still have Steve Bowler. And I like to talk about the interior guys. You look at the freshman class we're bringing in. It's going to be an interesting feat to see how this rotation pans out as we continue to get into this portal and all of that good stuff, man. It's about to be a fun year for the defense. I think we're going to experience another quality year defensively. Appreciate y'all for the 35 likes on stream, man. I know we had a slow crowd today. Hey, it's that time of year, man. It's that time of year. Women's basketball coverage, though. I'm going to do my reactions
I'm gonna start doing reactions to the women's basketball, and I'm posting them here on the Coach Smook Network. And then we'll do our live reactions whenever we catch a big game. So y'all continue to stick around. Appreciate y'all for hanging out today, man. That's gonna be the end of our show. Chatting with Coach Smook here, chilling in the locker room once again. We got some upgrades we got happening soon, y'all. We got some upgrades happening, so be on the lookout. I just want to give y'all an opportunity to continue to just support by liking and sharing on all platforms, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. We're live on all of them. Twitch. Appreciate my sister Shrimp for tapping in on Twitch. She been rocking. She the one really gave me the persona, Coach Smook, y'all. She gave me the persona. Well, I've always been Coach Hines, but Coach Smook was when Shrimp came on the scene because she got tired of me telling her how to play Warzone, y'all. She said, shut up, my guy. Cam Coleman. Y'all got to tap in for the portal players, portal player pops. We're going to talk about that a little bit later tonight. It's Friday, man. Y'all know how we do on Fridays. We're going to open the phone lines up. We're going to open the conversation up. I got a lot of things. I got a text message before I came on, and it was talking about basically how many teams were after him, why he's not made a commitment yet, what's happening at Auburn with their collectives, NIL paperwork being submitted correctly. A lot of players have been announced as planning to enter the portal. A lot of players are not in the portal yet, right? They're not in the portal yet. We know Cam is taking visits. I think he's already delayed one time coming to Bama. And I think that's simply because there's already a relationship established there. So we'll dive into all the findings in it that I got from that. There's a lot of buzz about the wide receiver tight end room at Alabama, about some of the prospects we supposed to have coming in throughout this weekend. There's the secondary, we probably won't see much movement in the secondary because there has been I want to say I think they're bought into what they have as far as the future at Alabama. With Sapp going to the draft, Hubbard, hasn't made the official announcement. I don't believe. Has Bray Hubbard made his official announcement? I haven't been following it that close. They're confident in what the youth is developing. Now, do you go and get the cornerback from Bowling Green? Maybe. Do you go and get you got to go and get guys that's dominating at these FCS levels and bring them in that's ready to plug and play right now. Who else? It's a lot of guys, man. A lot of guys in the portal right now that we could talk about. So we're going to spend the whole stream talking about guys. I'm going to bring up everybody that's eligible in the portal that we can look at. We're going to look at their film. We just going to have fun talking about the portal. All right? We're going to do that tonight for y'all. Appreciate y'all for tapping in and always, man, dropping the likes on the stream. What it do, Sam? Good to see you, man. Always dropping the likes, always dropping the shares. And remember, y'all, when you see me in the streets, holler at me and say put me in the game, Coach Smook. Make sure y'all stay locked in with your boy. I'll catch y'all on the next one. Roll Tide, roll.
Subscribe. You do roll with the tide. I'm down in the gun with Coach Smook. Through the game, roll tide, roll tide. Better go subscribe.